Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and today we are going to be talking about, first of all, the Sacred Union Oracle, because this is a new deck of Lisa de St. Croix, but I am also going to remind you what other decks Lisa de St. Croix has created, because she's one of my really favorite artists in a sense of divination, and her Tarot de St. Croix was one of my favorite decks, and it still is for readings for clients. It's just like a really good, intuitive and soulful reader. So she has just sent me the Sacred Union Oracle deck, so I want to review it and show it to you, so you know if anybody is up for it, or this is something along your lines, you can go and order it from Lisa. Before I show you the cards, I just wanted to let you know that, well, I'm back home, as you can see. Can you see my face is being warm and browned by the beautiful sun, and the weather patterns are changing, and in front of our eyes, really. So in a way, I really enjoyed being in Croatia in October. It was so hot every day. There was no rain, which is a bit worrying for this particular country. And people were, like the locals were also saying that like the weather is a bit crazy in the sense that it's too warm. People where we usually go, live in accordance with nature. So everything they do is kind of related to the weather in some way, harvesting grapes, harvesting olives. And recently the patterns are changing. So one of my friends said, like, people are just lost. They don't know what to do. Usually you go with this natural calendar, and now everybody's a bit like crazed out because like the olives fall too early, the grapes grow too long, and so on. So the weather is just messing up everybody's like working days. There's a lot of readjustment, but for us as tourists it was really wonderful. The whole month of sunny weather, we swam every day, and it was just so soul healing. But I have to say that the big part of my soul is I was craving autumn. In autumn, when the November came and there was this Day of the Dead, Jade, when we supposed to go deeper and remember our ancestors and celebrate our ancestors. In Poland, it's quite cold in November, and the leaves are falling, and it's just this very much more go inward type of weather. And in Croatia this year, at least, it was just so warm. I felt like it's summer. It just didn't go with the holidays, so when we came back home, like, it's colder, but it's just so beautiful. I love it. There's still some leaves on the trees. I'm going to actually do a flower essence for myself. Maybe somebody wants to do it, so I just share. It's going to be called the Fallen Leaves Essence. I've had it with somebody was talking about it on a podcast, and I'm sorry I don't remember this person's name, because recently I was listening to a lot of podcasts about flower essences, and I'm going to do this one, not maybe today on the eclipse, but maybe in a couple of days after the full moon. The energy will be also like reducing itself, so it will be lovely for letting go and allowing the change to actually sift through you. I think it will be a wonderful essence of Falling Leaves essence, because what else has this wonderful energy of letting go and dropping and allowing the change than the falling leaves? When I heard it, I felt like, yes, brilliant. So that's what I'm going to do. And without further ado, let's go and check the cards. So I have renewed my altars, and I had this wonderful, I call it visitation from Oya in Croatia. And in my calendar, I even wrote to myself, create an offering altar for Oya. And that happened yesterday. So look at this cute glass that I bought from Bosnia and Herzegovina. So let's pour some tea and let's light a candle. And let's see. So I'm going to start with showing you the cards of the Sacred Union Oracle. If you do not want to see all the cards, you know what to do, just fast forward. So Lisa has been creating this deck for the last couple of years, I think. She says it's a deck that explores relationships and what it means to be in sacred union. Deities and historical figures from many cultures are archetypes and guides. Each card gives an oracle that tells their story and an action to enhance your life and your relationships. The cards are shaped like altar cards with an arched top. The card holder is an invitation to place your card on an altar or simply in a view. So, this sun and the moon, the very primal archetypal first couple. And here we have the Sacred Union Oracle, just little like what to do, how to use the cards. And look at this, I was very surprised with that. So there is this beautiful card holder attached to the deck. So it has like these two dragons. It's beautiful. So we're going to maybe, before we start, so the cards are long, they arch, they altar cards. So if we compare them to just like a regular tarot deck, you know, they longer, okay? I was wondering how, there's not that many of them. I think there's like 30 something. Sorry, I haven't counted. I can count later, but or I write it in the description box. I tried to shuffle them, and the way, if you want to riffle shuffle, because they have a bit of a bend, you can riffle shuffle them like this, or, you know, just the lengthwise. It's not that many, and they get a bend, so it's quite easy to shuffle. So there is this motif that we find on the holder as well. And let's just go maybe through the cards so you can see the couplings. Typical for Lisa de St. Croix's oracles, she writes just a short information in the back. So this is Baron Samedi and Maman Brigitte, and there's a keyword. So there is a little kind of like a poetic story about them, and irreverence is the keyword for the card. And there's a little, that action, laugh at what, at which brings fear, at that which brings fear, lighten the path between the worlds. So she has, you know, created an oracle deck from all these different cultures and religious background and beliefs. So maybe I'm just going to show you quickly. So this is Yab Yum, Tantric Sex. This is Oshun and Shango, and it's complementary. This one is Maya Hero Twins, Trials. This is Vira Koha and Mama Koha, or Kosha. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Manifesting. And this is Ishtar and Tammuz with Sexual Love. This is Athena, Owl, and Medusa, Allies. This one is Nuwa and Nuva and Fuxi, Marriage. This is Izanagi and Izanami with Creativity. So we do have the card of the sun and moon, reflecting is the keyword. That's pretty cool. This is Rumi and Shams, of course, spiritual love. Persephone and Demeter with reunion. This is Hanuman, Rama and Sita with devotion. And this is Frigg and Odin, advice. And this is Shiva and Shakti, non-duality. This Danu and Kernunos, growth. This is Black Madonna and Child, nurture. I remember when she created this card. This is Sappho and Arena, muse. This Toph and Seshat, communication. Radha and Krishna, enchantment. Vewa or Vewa, two spirit. This is pretty cool story. Actually, I want to share this because I didn't know about her. So I am two spirit, embodying both male and female, performing male ceremonial rites of my Zuni people, weaving and making pottery as woman. I see the world through the eyes of both genders, mediating and representing all. Two spirit has moved beyond gender identity, become an ambassador for freedom. Interesting. So this is Eros and Psyche, metamorphosis. This one is Neptune and Salacia, flow, or Salacia. And of course Isis and Osiris with eternal love. Magdalene and Yeshua, mystical union. She's anointing to make Yeshua Christ, the Christed one. This is Mars, Venus and Cupid, opposites attract. This one is Joseph and Jacob, jealousy. And Jonathan and David, loyalty. King Solomon and Queen Sheba, sovereignty. And the last one is King Arthur, Guinevere and Lancelot with love triangle. So because it's relational, right, there's always a relationship, more than one person on the card. I think this is a great deck to celebrate nearly the end of this year, 2022. And for me, it was a year of connection. That was my keyword. I will do a little sum up at the end of the year, reflecting on my weaver of the year as well, which was snow, because it was a very interesting one. So let's pick one card for us to finish this off. Maybe I just take a sip of tea from this beautiful I'm drinking that jasmine tulsi tea. Okay, to finish off, let's pick one card for us. Joseph and Jacob, that's our card. So it is about jealousy. So it's interesting because today we have this eclipse, right? It's full moon in Taurus, and the sun is in Scorpio, so the moon opposite sun, and it's a lunar eclipse. And it's eclipse in general, it's like a wild card, right? We don't really know what to expect. Usually it's not really great to do too much active things on the eclipse, and on top of this, this eclipse is also conjoining Uranus, which is a wild card by itself, so it's like a double whammy wild card. Uranus speaks a lot about liberation, freedom, you know, like social justice and all of these interesting things that I think we all aspiring to bring more into our societies, into our culture, into our lives. And then this particular eclipse is double whammy with Uranus conjoining the moon, but it's also squaring Saturn, which is that traditional hold of the system. So systemic changes that this eclipse wants to bring do have the break on from Saturn. So there is this friction, that 90-degree angle, which we call in astrology square, when two planets aspect each other, but not in the flowing supportive energy, but they kind of like at fight with one another, you know, and they trying to both have a voice. And maybe there is something about compassion and forgiveness that's really needed this time. That's why I think my advice for this particular eclipse is, you know, strengthen your heart energy. This is the best protection you can get, you know, make yourself a vibratory like instrument of peace and of love and of compassion, and be strong in your own energy, you know, because there's a lot of things happening around this eclipse, which I'm not going to go into right now, but I would like you to think about it and ritualize small things, you know. Mend hurts caused by jealousy. This may be a great deck for like relational advices, you know, but let's see what the little poem says. I, Joseph, favored son of Jacob, received a coat of many colors. Sold into slavery by my wrathful brothers, I rose to be Pharaoh's advisor, a dreamer and interpreter of dreams. Big-hearted and compassionate, I forgave my brothers, reuniting with my father Jacob, giving sanctuary to my family and tribe. So we have a couple of themes that I would draw up on. You know, there is the interpreter of dreams and a dreamer, so it's like maybe interesting time to like watch out for your dreams, do intuitive reading, like really quiet, deep ones. There's something about forgiving the hurts caused by others, or forgiving yourself if you were the causer, you know, and reuniting with family members, reuniting with ancestors, reuniting with people who are around you. So this is the card, and I just wanted to show quickly other decks of Lisa. So there is Invoking the Goddess, which is the round decks, and here we have all these different goddesses, and also, you know, the name of the goddess, keywords, some like a similar, it's nearly the same kind of model which Lisa used in her goddess deck. I have a review of this deck, so please watch it if you're interested. It's a cool deck. I always wish that there's more cards, of course. Same in this deck. And then Lisa has this cute Lenormand. So it comes in this little box, and it's very simple, so it's easy to read. It's very colorful. I love Lenormands that are, you know, I see the element and what the card is on the first glance. I don't have to think twice. Is it house? Is it a key? Is it a ring? So it's very simple. For Lenormand to be actually very effective, you have to have simple image, not too much stuff added to it, because that's how Lenormand is. You read quickly. So there are some explanations of the cards as well. So there you have the beautiful, and it goes, you know, with all these other decks, of course. And then she has two versions of Tarot de Sainte Croix, the older one, which is the orange bordered one, and I edged mine in red. So it's, you know, it's a really great deck. So there is this one, and then recently she also, the booklet is really great too, actually. And then she recently also published the version without borders. So it comes in a new box, and it has like just a little black border on the bottom for the signs, and it's really beautiful as well. So if you didn't like the borders, you can now get another version of the borderless Tarot de Sainte Croix. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the Sacred Union Oracle, and if you have and like Lisa's decks. I think her work is really beautiful, and you know, she is quite coherent in what she puts out. So especially I think for us, for our society right now, it's very important to the unity, sacred unity, the sacred marriage that we aspire to in our own selves, in our own lives first, before we go off and start advocating it for other people, right? So lead by example and let me know what you thought about these decks. Much love, bye.